The 33 Tactics of Dark Psychology. Part 2. The Patterns You Normalized. Most manipulation doesn't begin with cruelty. It begins with small discomfort you ignore. That's why it lasts. People don't wake up trapped. They slowly adapt. And adaptation is where power shifts. How control feels normal. One of the most dangerous things dark psychology does is normalize imbalance. At first, it's subtle. You explain yourself more than before. You hesitate before speaking. You replay conversations in your head. You feel guilty for things you didn't do. Nothing dramatic happens. And that's the point. When harm is loud, you leave. When harm is quiet, you stay. The tactic of emotional debt. This is one of the most common patterns. Someone does something for you. Not freely, strategically. Later it's brought back. After everything I've done for you. I was there when you needed me. You owe me at least this. Kindness becomes leverage. Support becomes currency. And because you're grateful, you comply. Dark psychology turns generosity into a contract you never signed. Why inconsistency is so addictive. Consistent behavior builds trust. Inconsistent behavior builds obsession. When affection, attention, or approval comes and goes unpredictably, the brain stays alert, waiting for the next reward. This is not love, it's conditioning. You start adjusting yourself, your tone, your mood, your behavior, not to grow, but to avoid loss. Uncertainty keeps you emotionally invested far longer than stability ever could. The slow redefinition of reality. Another tactic works like erosion. Your values don't get attacked, that they get reframed. You're too sensitive. You're dramatic. You always make things bigger than they are. Over time, you stop trusting your reactions, not because they're wrong, but because you were taught that reacting at all is a flaw. Once self-trust is gone, external authority replaces it. That's control, the illusion of talking it out. Here's a hard truth. Some people don't communicate to understand. They communicate to redirect. They keep conversations going, to exhaust you, to confuse the topic, to blur responsibility. You leave feeling tired, not resolved. That's not progress, that's strategy. When discussions never end, accountability never lands. Why good people are the easiest targets. Dark psychology doesn't target cruel people. It targets conscientious ones. People who self-reflect, take responsibility, want harmony. Hate being the problem. These qualities are beautiful. But without boundaries, they become vulnerabilities. Manipulation succeeds where conscience is one-sided. The moment you should have left, but didn't. Everyone has this moment. The first time something felt off. The first time your body reacted before your mind explained it away. That moment mattered. But instead of listening, you justified. You minimized. You gave another chance. Dark psychology relies on your hope, not your ignorance. The truth most people avoid. Control doesn't require dominance. It requires permission through silence. Every time you don't speak when something crosses you, a new line is drawn slightly closer. Eventually you forget where the original boundary was. That's not weakness. That's conditioning. End of part 2, quiet cliffhanger. Here's the uncomfortable realization. If you keep encountering the same patterns with different people, the issue is not that everyone is manipulative. It's that your boundaries are still negotiable. In part 3, we'll talk about what makes someone psychologically untouchable. Not aggressive, not cold, just grounded. And once that clicks, the tactics stop working.